So Leeds returned from the capital, making it 2 league wins on the bounce. Now it's back to the roar of Ellen Road and the visit of Newcastle. There's lots to discuss. This is the warm-up. Coming up for you on this week's show.
Felt like the whole stadium was filled with Leeds fans because you couldn't really hear the West Ham fans.
Hi, I'm Rafa the Gaffer.
Jack Trick. I've been waiting all week for this.
You've said it now.
I actually think Newcastle can win this game.
So welcome to the warm-up with Leeds United legend Dom Matteo, all in association with NordVPN, the world's leading VPN provider. There is an offer on screen for Leeds United fans right now. This man sat to my right did predict last week that Leeds would travel down to London and get all 3 points at West Ham, and that is the smile of a man who knows what he's talking about.
Well, sometimes. No, it was a brilliant performance and great to see us get another 3 points against a good team in West Ham. They're a very good side and a great 3 points and one of probably our best performances this year from my point of view.
Let's start off by talking about that hat-trick from Jack.
Hold on.
Go on.
Jack Trick. I've been waiting all week for
You've
this.
said it now.
Jack
Trick.
Trick.
Jack Trick, hat-tricks.
Brilliant.
We've had them all this week.
I love it.
Absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? Firstly, to see him add to his goal-scoring tally, but also a hat-trick in the Premier League is quite a feat, isn't it?
It really is, and deservedly so. You can see the hard yards he's putting in. I think at times he's been snatching in a few shots and stuff, and I think there we've seen more of a complete game from him, which I think with a lot of players in the last game against West Ham, we've seen a lot of that. Things was kind of coming together again. It was the old kind of Leeds that we've been used to watching, and it was, I think from Jack's point of view, he was brilliant. And performance-wise, can't knock it. To get 3 goals at the highest level in any game against a good side as well in West Ham, brilliant. Can't praise him enough, and long may that continue. Sometimes when you get a few, sometimes they keep coming, and hopefully for him they do. And I think he deserves it. Like you said, he's one of those players that I watch, and I think he puts a shift in, week out. And if you do that, eventually you get your rewards, and he's certainly got that, and well deserved. And I'm so pleased for him. And like you say, to get a hat-trick's amazing.
You know, you're not expecting to make substitutions so early on, and to make 2 with 2 really significant players as well. Adam Forshaw, who's been running the show in midfield, Junior Firpo coming into form as well, and then suddenly everything's uprooted and everything changes. How difficult is it to get yourself back into a game and keep being consistent with the performance?
Well, I think all credit to the lads who came on. Disappointing for the 2 that we lost, because obviously they were doing so well. Firpo had got his form, and obviously Adam Forshaw's been a breath of fresh air all over the place. So, but the lads who did come on, again, like I mentioned, they were just at it from day one, and I think it's hard to come on, especially for a defender as well. I think sometimes it's harder for a defender to come on to get into the speed of the game quickly, but he adapted, and I think overall for me, it was just good to watch. That when we do make a change, I think a lot of people that I spoke to, when them changes happened, it was like, oh no, we're going to get beat here. That's the kind of thing that people were saying. I was like, oh no, we'll be all right, we'll crack on, because that's always the way my philosophy is. And it gave these another opportunity to get game time, and I thought they were absolutely outstanding. And I think long may that continue. And I think again, we've seen a progression of the young players getting opportunities. I think you said the number of players that have had opportunities.
Yeah, it's 8 Premier League debuts for teenagers for Leeds United this season, which is a Premier League record.
That's unbelievable. I know, it's I keep using that word because it is. That is so good for the club and for the lads, behind the scenes, knowing that there's a chance, there's an opportunity, and the manager's willing to give people an opportunity if they're good enough. And I think that's got to be down to the manager and the coaching staff and some of the senior players as well, who've been out, maybe Coops, people like that, have had an influence on these younger lads as well, which I think is massively important for the club.
If you're a younger player, presumably all you want, Dom, is you want to be able to see that pathway, that progression. You get a chance, and if you're good enough, you will. Which kind of brings us on to Pascal Struijk, who was back after a bit of a layoff with injury as well. I made a note of this because I didn't want to do a disservice to Pascal, but more tackles, more passes, more blocks than anyone else. How good was he?
Outstanding again. There were so many good performances, but that was one of the ones that stood out for me, and I'm glad you highlighted that because I think his improvement since coming back has been brilliant. He looked more of a kind of. I have thought for a while, what's his position going to be? Where's he going to play in the team? And I just think, for me, that position, again, where he played at West Ham, just sitting there, protecting, you know, breaking things up, and also keeping the ball, keeping hold of the ball in key areas, that's what he can do. And I think he'll get better and stronger. And obviously, the improvement we've seen from him, you know, for a young lad as well, he's not old, you know, he's not my age. And, you know, I just think he'll get better and better. And he's a top player. And a lot of work to be done on his positional sense. I always talk about positional sense because that's something I learned quite quickly, is to try and be in the right places. And I think he's got that now. So hopefully we'll see massive improvement from him. And that then allows the more forward-thinking players to get more involved because they know he's there. It's like when I played like David Bate, I knew he'd be there, and Ollie Decor. So you've got that support around you. And I think he's that as well. He'll give them, certain players, license to get into the box. And yeah, long may his form continue as well. Special
mention as well, because I think we all know someone who maybe went to the FA Cup game but didn't do the league game, and he picked the wrong one, essentially. But thoughts with you as well this week. There's lots going on in the Premier League. Leeds looking to make it 3 wins on the bounce. But elsewhere, taking a look at your predictions here, Dom. Yeah. Everton, big dunk in charge for the first time against Aston Villa. Coutinho showing he's could be an interesting one for the rest of this season as well. You're going 3-1 to Villa in that.
I am indeed, yeah. I just think, listen, the influence again of a manager and his coaching staff, Stevie G, knows what he's doing. He'll want to win this game, believe me, up against Everton. And again, the other side of the coin is you've got Big Dunk. You know what he brings when he comes in on a short-term contract or whatever. But obviously he's a massive part of the club, Big Dunk. And having played against him, he's not very nice. But I think you see him. He'll probably have his T-shirt on. It'll be a freezing cold day, but he just gets on with it. And I think it'll be a really good physical game. That I think that Villa will just come out on top though.
And also Chelsea, who suddenly found themselves 11th in the form table in the Premier League, against Spurs, who had that incredible last 2-minute sort of 2 goals win over Leicester as well. Yeah. So Chelsea against Spurs, you think Chelsea might edge this one?
Listen, it'll be a decent game, but I just think Chelsea just have enough to get that over the line. I don't know if it'll be a great game. The last couple of times I've watched Chelsea, it hasn't been a brilliant game to watch at times, but I think Thomas Tuchel, he obviously knows the game inside out and he's won stuff, but I think he's finding out now who the players that he may want to bring in or who he wants to keep, and they've got a massive squad, haven't they? So it's difficult to shuffle the pack constantly. So I think he's a top manager, but he's got a little bit of work to do, and I think Chelsea will still have enough to win the game though.
Leo, Lewis, thanks so much for joining us on the warm-up. Congratulations for the weekend as well. Lewis, I know you tweeted that it was the moment you'd been waiting for all your life, your Premier League debuts. How was it for you both? How was the experience?
Yeah, of course. Like playing in the Premier League, it's every player's dream from across the world. Everyone knows it's the best league in the world. So, yeah, especially representing Leeds in the Premier League, it's a special feeling.
How much has the senior kind of players helped you guys, obviously, getting around the first team? Obviously, we've seen the murder ball stuff and the training you guys have to put in. Is that kind of helped you in having the experienced players just coming in, maybe having a chat with you? Does that still happen?
Yeah, obviously we have a lot of the seniors players that just came up to me the first day and just told me like, yeah, it'll probably take a couple of weeks to do all the drills and things, but just settle in quickly and just get to work.
Yeah, the training is obviously hard. Everyone knows that. Even like from outside of Leeds, everyone knows the training's hard. So. But the senior players have helped us through it every step of the way when we've needed help, and when we've been in around the first team as well, they've guided and supported us.
Who's the characters? I always like to ask who's the characters in the dressing room out of the senior players?
Luke Ayling.
Yeah, Luke is obviously one of them. Stu Dallas is one of them as well. So
yeah, them two.
I would say them two are the funniest, for sure.
Yeah, it definitely took a pause before answering. You're just digging them a little hole there, Dom, if they're not careful. How brutal is the training? I know, Leo, you mentioned the word brutal in an interview for it. What is it like being a player under Marcelo Bielsa?
It's tough, you know. I've never been used to like training this hard before, so when I came in, it was a complete shock to the body and everything. So I was probably sleeping after every training session, and yeah, I was just knackered all the time. But you get used to it, you know. And right now it feels easier, I would say, but still very hard.
Yeah, it is. It's demanding, very demanding. But you can see in the long run how it makes you a better football player. So it's 100% worth it.
Yeah, but just from my point of view, we've just been talking, me and Rich, like 8 players this year have got opportunities. Which
yeah, 8 teenagers in the Premier League.
I mean, I think that's the record, isn't it? So from your point of view, guys, I mean, that must be amazing to see so many young players getting opportunities. It must really give you some kind of thinking to yourself, well, hold on a minute, I want a bit of that, and how do I move forward as well?
Yeah, obviously it's something that they proposed to me as well when I came here, be around the first team and being a part of the squad, and obviously working with Marcelo as well. That's great with young players. It's really helped me a lot and made the opportunity, it's made the opportunity good.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why we came here. To obviously playing the Premier League. We knew it wouldn't be easy, but yeah, like you said, eight teenagers, so you get the opportunity at Leeds, so it's good.
Playing in front of the Leeds fans as well, I mean, there were plenty of them down at West Ham at the weekend. Just describe to us the feeling of hearing the noise of the Leeds fans backing you, and obviously being involved in a win like that as well. How does it actually feel? Because I'm never going to feel that. Dom knows what that's like, but for everyone watching, what is that like as a player?
For me, it was absolutely crazy. When we scored the third goal as well, everyone was just celebrating with the fans, and you could just hear the noise. And to be fair, it felt like the whole stadium was filled with Leeds fans because you couldn't really hear the West Ham fans. So yeah, it was just unbelievable.
Yeah, I think it's the same wherever they go. To be honest with you, I remember being on the bench against Arsenal at home. We lost the game 4-1, but in the 90th minute there was about 30,000 singing "We Love Leeds." I don't think it's like that at any other club. It's unique. They're always the loudest wherever they go and the most supportive. So yeah, they're unbelievable.
It's a massive game this weekend as well. Could be making it 3 on the bounce, which will be absolutely fantastic. I know you guys will be wanting to be part of the action as well. What's the feeling like? You've just finished training. How's everyone feeling ahead of this big game against Newcastle?
Yeah, I think we feel good. I think we're ready to take the match to them. Obviously, we are in a happy place right now, 2 wins in a row. So I think we're just looking forward to the game and get a good result.
Yeah, and just get more points on the board to climb the table.
Thank you so much for joining us, Leo Lewis. Really, really appreciate it. Just watch out. Who knows what Stuart Dallas has been getting up to whilst you've been doing this. So, could be all sorts of your stuff all over the place. But good luck for the weekend, guys.
Thank you very much.
We're joined by Johnny from Newcastle Fans TV. Thanks a lot for coming on, Johnny. It's been a difficult season so far for you boys. Obviously, the elephant in the room has been the takeover. In terms of the season so far and looking ahead, how do you think it has been for the Magpies?
Certainly frustrating and very, very difficult for the large majority of this season. We sit obviously in 19th position, only winning 1 game in every competition that we've been in so far. So it has been very, very difficult, and we've had a change of manager and a change of owner. So from a Newcastle fan point of view, this season's pretty much had everything. However, because of the elephant in the room, as you've mentioned, with this takeover, there is a lot of Newcastle fans still optimistic that Newcastle can still stay up, with the fact that the potential investment coming in with new players and the new manager, Eddie Howe. So if we can get the right players in before the end of the January transfer window, then we might have a chance.
What do you think is the most important position and transfer?
At the start of the window, I would have said a centre forward, but as the season's progressed now, and especially with the last couple of games in League and the FA Cup, centre half is the most important position. There's an old saying, goals win games, the clean sheets win leagues. Now, Newcastle, of course, aren't going to win leagues this season, but clean sheets could keep them up in the division this season. And we definitely need a new centre half, maybe even 2 new centre halves. And I think that's probably one part of Leeds United and Marcelo Bielsa will be looking at and going, can we exploit?
I mean, you've strengthened your squad already with the likes of Chris Wood and Trippier. How do you feel about both of them signings so far?
Well, Chris Wood, of course, I think was a bit of a surprise at the start of the window, but made more sense when we actually bought him. Obviously, former Leeds player. I think he was like 1 and 2 at Leeds, so he did very, very well for Leeds.
Really good, yeah.
He's exactly what he says in the tin. He's a big centre forward. He's a presence. He can hold the ball up really well. He can bring players into the game, and he can nick the odd goal. I think he scored 10 goals or more for Burnley the last couple of seasons. In regards to Kieran Trippier, I think that's an excellent signing, a fantastic bit of business. It's a position that Newcastle have needed to strengthen, is right back. There's been so many debates, especially on our YouTube channel, that who's our best right back, and we've all agreed that none of them are really that good. But when Kieran Trippier walks through the door, that's the end of the debate. He's a leader. He's very tactically aware defensively. He's got a fantastic cross, dangerous from set pieces with free kicks and corners. So it's a fantastic bit of business, especially the fact I think it was only £12 million there.
Who do you think is the danger man for us to watch out for?
I wouldn't have said Joe Linton 6 months ago, but after that fantastic performance against Manchester United, I'm sure Leeds fans are delighted to see Manchester United struggle. It's still Alan St-Maximin. It is still Alan St-Maximin. You know, he scored against Leeds at St James's Park earlier in the season, and he has that bit of magic in him. He is our best player, even with Callum Wilson, even if Callum Wilson is available, but obviously he's not for this game. And I do feel that opposition defences do worry and might double on him just to give themselves the chance to get the ball off him. But if he has one of these purple patches on Saturday, I do expect him to score.
Touching on the game then, we'll look at Saturday. Can I get a score prediction and how you think the game is going to go?
I actually think Newcastle can win this game. I think it'll be very, very close. But I think the reason why I think Newcastle can win this game is because Leeds will think they can win this game. I think Leeds will think that we've got to win against Newcastle before they get more players in. I think it'll be 3-2 Newcastle. I think it'll be a 5-goal thriller. I think Alan St-Maximin will be involved. I think Raphinha, unfortunately, will be involved. But I just think Newcastle might just have the edge.
Hi, I'm Rafa the Gaffer. This is my 9-dot challenge. Ho ho ho! Ooh, this is good. It's out again. Ah! Here.
So Newcastle travel to Ellen Road desperately in need of points. Leeds, on the other hand, looking to make it 3 wins in a row, which would be quite some achievement in the Premier League. It's a huge game here.
Yeah, great game. The great thing about this game as well, the fans are both a bit bonkers, aren't they? So it should be a really good atmosphere as well. And I think for my side of it, it's like when you look at Newcastle, what they've been through as well. You know, back in the Premier League, they've just struggled so much. They've obviously got this new investment in now and this new money, but it's how they manage that now as well from the Newcastle point of view. But from a Leeds side of it, you know, the last two league games we've won. So there's so much positivity going into this game. This will be a game, I'm sure Marcelo's highlighting. You know, no games are easy, but this is a game I think we can go and get 3 points in.
And of course, there's a real opportunity as well. There's this winter break coming up to go in there. You don't want to get ahead of yourselves, but if you can go in there with another 3 points in the bag. You look at the league table now, it looks a totally different situation. 3 points puts us right into the middle areas of the table, and it means you can be really looking up rather than worrying about who's behind you.
Yeah, I think you're bang on. I think with the players we have probably coming back at some point soon as well, no one's that far away. So it's going to be competition for places, which is brilliant. That's for me the best thing. You've got competition all over the football field. Then people have to take the chances. And I just feel like at the moment, that's what's happening. It's like we're evolving again. And you have to do that as a football club. When you've been through the tough times we had for a while, now we're moving into a different area and like you said, creating chances again. That's the one thing we didn't do that well. And now we're seeing people create chances, people getting into the box, people wanting to get in the box. And I think for me, I mean, I'm a defender, but when I played with strikers or midfield players who wanted to get in the box with that kind of energy, that's what I loved. Because as a defender, you know which players are going to make them runs. So even if you're a centre half, diagonals, we've got players we know we can hit the diagonals. It gives them an opportunity as well. So it's just mixing things up, and I think that's what we're doing much better over the last couple of games, especially the Burnley game. I know we've highlighted it as well at West Ham. I suppose the fans have played a big part in this. And we have to give them credit as well, because at times when we were struggling in games, the fans have stuck with us all the way through that, and they keep doing it, and I think they are at times our 12th man, the fans, and we have to, you know, at times thank them, because they are massively important. You know, we've heard a couple of young lads talking about what it's like to play for Leeds. There's something about it It's something it means so much to play for this club, and like you say, with the young lads talking earlier, that's massive to them as well, and that gives everyone a lift.
Newcastle, of course, flexing their financial muscles as much as they can do in this sort of short period of time where this money's come in and the January transfer window. Trippier came through the door.
Yeah.
Chris Wood, the big signing now, 25 million. He knows this place. Got this strange situation where he's coming here twice in the space of a few weeks. Didn't have really any joy when he played for Burnley against us, but will Newcastle pose a bigger threat?
I think they will. Obviously, Sir Maximan's we know he's a threat. We know he's powerful, his pace. And then obviously Chris Wood, he was a great servant for Leeds United, scored some great goals, was a bit of a fan's favourite, wasn't he, let's be honest. And then I think Burnley this year, he has struggled a little bit. Maybe the form of Burnley hasn't been great, we all know that. Obviously they've got games in hand, Burnley, but for him it was an interesting move, but I think it was a good move for Chris Wood. And I think he is the type of player that has something about him. I don't know whether he'll get 20 goals in a season, I'm not sure on that, but he'll definitely chip in with 12, and he's a physical player, so he'll also bring other people into the game as well with his hold-up play. So we just got to be careful on that. It's the old saying, start the game well, and we did do that against West Ham. And again, the momentum grows, and I think that's what it's all about again. If we can pick up another 3 points, that'd be amazing, and just gives us a bit of daylight. And then I think we can not relax, because that's not the right word, but it just makes us a bit more. I don't want to say solid, but we're a bit more assured then where we can get to. And like I said, when the players do come back as well, the competition for places is going to be great.
Ellen Rowe's going to be bouncing this weekend, absolutely bouncing, and hopefully at the end it will be as well. What's the score going to be, Dom?
I'm going to go for a 3-1. I think I've changed things up there. I've never 3-1. It's usually a 2-1, isn't it? But no, I do think there'll be a few goals, and I think after last week's performance, we should be going into it with a lot of confidence. Newcastle aren't full of confidence at the minute, so I think it's a good opportunity. If we start well, I think we go on and win the game. Okay,
there you go. From Dom, he predicted it right last week, so hopefully another correct prediction. Enjoy the game. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Your commentary team on LUTV will be Bryn Law and Tony DeRigo, as always.